Hi, welcome parents. We're going to be using Track Wrestling website for a lot of the tournaments that we compete at this year. This video is intended to give you a quick tutorial on how to basically find the mat assignments for your wrestler so you know when to get them ready and up and going and on the mat, and where you know to watch them obviously wrestling. So you're going to go to trackwrestling.com, and the very first thing I want you to do there, if you have not already done it, is I want you to create an account. When you do this, it'll enable some additional features that you cannot do without an account. Now, you don't need to get the paid account. There's a free one and a paid one. Just do the pay one. Or just do the free one, excuse me. That one is totally fine for what we need to do. In my case, I already have one, so I'm going to log in. If you have more than one kid, I suggest you make an account for each one because there's a lot of stuff you'll be doing with track wrestling over the years, and having each kid have their own account is most beneficial. But you only need to have one of your kids' accounts in order for you to follow all of your kids and even their teammates and see what they're on. In your case, you guys are going to press sign up down here and you'll be prompted through creating a new account, email, password, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to skip that for now. You can figure that out. I'm just going to go ahead and log in. So now I'm logged in as one of my kids right here. The next thing you're going to want to do is find the specific event that you're at for the day. So you can go to our website and go to the tournaments tab. And on there, we try to link in the direct link to the track wrestling page for each tournament that we're at that weekend. But if you don't have that, or you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're at some random tournament, you could always come in and go to events. And then if you hit function up top, you'll be allowed to click on the search button. And in that case, from the search button, you can search by the name of the event if you know it, or the dates or whatever. State is usually the easiest way to go. So if I pick Illinois, boom. And then if you know the city, that helps a lot too. That really trims the list down, right? You don't really need most of the other stuff. If you know the city and the state and the day you're there, you're in pretty good shape. All right, so in this case, this is the tournament we're going to be at this Sunday, Mick Rudiger Invitational. So I would click on that one, and I would say, yes, I want to enter it. You can choose different views. The only one that's going to apply to us is the viewer one, so we're going to click on that one. So now I'm in that actual tournament. Now, I'm going to use a different tournament for the video example today because this tournament hasn't started yet, so hence there's not going to be any mat assignments, so there'll be nothing to see in the video. If I go to mat assignments, there's nothing there. It's not ready, okay? So I'm actually going to pick a different tournament for right now. So let me log into my account, right? Oh, didn't do that the best way I could. Okay. I already had one queued up, I thought, but I did not. Okay, so this one right here. So this one's actually going on right now today, so that's why I'm using this one. So first thing I'm going to do after I'm logged in and I'm into the track wrestling and I found the event that I want, the first thing you want to do is go to My Wrestlers. And here you can choose to follow specific teams or follow just a specific kid. My suggestion is you follow the whole team. That way you'll also know when other kids on your team are wrestling and you can watch them. Or that kid may be sitting next to you and you're like playing on his iPad and you're like, dude, you're up on the mat. You got to get going, right? So I always choose to follow the whole team. And you can follow more than one team if you want. So I'm actually going to follow a bunch of them right now, a whole bunch of them, just so that way I make sure in the video right now, when I go look at the mat assignments, at least somebody's scheduled at the moment, all right? But normally you're just going to pick your own team. So there's the 3 teams I'm following, and there's all the kids related to those teams. Now, once I see those kids, I can see what weight they're at, if they scored any team points for the day, which is not usually a big deal for the kind of tournaments we go to. And then I can click on their bracket and actually view their bracket. Now, in this case, I'm doing it on my computer, so it doesn't really fit on the screen. But if you're on a mobile phone, it would actually be sized down, and it'd be a little easier to see the whole bracket. All right, maybe I can kind of just, well, we'll just leave it at that for now. All right, so I got that figured out. The next thing I want to do is figure out what mat these kids are actually assigned to. There's numerous ways to do that. The way I like to do it is I go up to the dot of the arrows up here, and I go back to the hub. That's kind of like the main homepage for the tournament. That's kind of where I always start because then everything always looks the same, right? I just pick my wrestlers, so I'm good there. I can get to lots of other stuff there. I can view the brackets for anyone in the whole tournament. I can see results of the tournament thus far from any of the matches if I want to. But what I really want to do right now is go to mat assignments. So on a mat assignment, I have a couple things I could do. I can look at the schedule on a mat by mat basis, or I can look at the schedule for an entire team. If I click on team, it shows me the next match for every one of the kids on the teams that I'm following. I was following 3 teams, if you recall. I could also add and change that here. But I'm following these 3 teams, and this is the next match for each one of all those kids that I was looking at. The thing you want to pay attention to most here is you want to find the kid you care about, probably your kid, right? and then find out when their match is at. So if this was my kid right here, Mr. whatever, let's go with this one, it's easier to pronounce. Mr. Mitchell, he's bout number 166, and he's going to be on in gym number 2 on the mat that they call Dragon Mat. Most of the time the mats will just be numbered 1 through 15 or something, but this tournament was fairly creative with their naming, so they got the Dragon Mat. So he's number 166 in gym 2 on Dragon Mat. The other view under the mat assignments is the mat schedule. This shows me everything going on every single mat. If I chose to pick my teams like I did earlier, it'll then highlight my kids in yellow. So I can just ignore all the other ones. I don't care. It's nice to know that there's somebody on that mat. Okay, fine, right? But then I can just look down for the ones that are in yellow. So if my kid that I want to watch or get him on his mat is Saunders, if it's in green on this mat, that means they're wrestling right now. Yellow means you're on deck. You're up next. The next one down here means you're in the hole. You're next to the next. And then this tournament is also choosing to show 2 more after that. Usually they show 3, 4, or 5 different ones on here. And I can scroll down. Here's the next mat, Gym 2 Dragon, right? Next one, Gym 2 Panther. I can keep scrolling down and see all of them on here for all the different mats that are here. That other kid that we were looking at, he was bout number 166 on Gym 2 Dragon Mat. That mat's on 159 right now, and they've assigned up to 163. So 164, 165, 166, that kid will show up on the list over here. And at that point in time, when your kid's on the bottom of this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things going on in that mat, it's time for him to get down there by the mat and get ready to go. All right? So hopefully that helps you figure out what's going on and what mat and when an individual wrestler might be up. There's a lot of other stuff you can do with track wrestling. We can save that for future discussions. I don't want to overwhelm you. But right now, for this Sunday, you can just figure out what mat your kid needs to be at and when he needs to be there. That would be a good start. All right, thank you.